Hello and welcome to Bridget's Cottage. Bridget's having her tea at the moment, and you can see on the table is well laid out. She's got a best china with a strawberry pattern, some bread and jam, a loaf of homemade bread, a lovely salad. There's the butter and a fish on her fish cutting board. She's got plenty of choice and a bit of cake for afterwards. But while Bridget's tucking in to her tea, she's given us a lot of work to do, because we've got to spring clean all her shelves, which I'll show you in a moment, and fill them with all her potions, herbal remedies, and the jars of dried herbs and wildflowers she keeps. And they're all going onto these shelves. All the jars and everything she makes, the potions and herbal remedies, will be going on these shelves, which is near the cooker, near her range, where she's got some loaves and rolls in the oven. And what we'll do is we'll take, whoops, Bridget's fallen over for overeating. We'll take the range out, and this set of shelves actually came with a doll's house because it was meant to be a shop. It's a herbal shop and apothecary now, but I've cut a hole here for the range to sit in, and all the shelves will fill up with goodies. So we just put the little cooker back. The cooker has got a door in it, and there's a cauldron of casserole cooking inside. And inside I've managed to get the wire for a battery light. So I can just get it out and feed it through to the acrylic the acrylic fire there. And as you see, I turn it on, I turn it off, and I'll turn it on. Whoops, another disaster, and it's fixed underneath. And I think that makes a really nice looking glow to the oven. Let's put it away. So let's get on and fill these shelves up with Bridget's potions. Catch you in a bit. Here we are, back with the shelves, which I'm going to give a good dust down to make sure there's no sharp bits of paint left on there. It did come as a bearwood paint, but I like the brown wood shelves for a more cottagey feel. Right, that's that done. And here are all our lovely potions and jugs and jars. Just move that in so you can see it better. You can see I've got to start taking them out of the packet now. I've got 2 really large storage jars. They look really interesting. There's no labels on this one, but you can see that I've put glue so it looks like it's something's dripping down. Perhaps honey. I think that would be honey in that one. We've got, of course, we've got bottles of potions. One is orris root, one is a love potion, that just says potion, and that one is spells. These are interesting. There are actually what it says on the little bottle. That says lavender. I don't know if you can see that. It's one of those dynamo tape, but it's a clear one. That is lavender. And this one's vervain. And these are from my garden, where I cut and dried the plant. I dried the plants first so they were perfectly dried, and then I cut them into little tiny pieces so they would actually fit into these empty jars, and then I added a little bit of tape, a little bit of string round the top. So we've got those, and I think I've got some more from the garden. Oh yeah, I've got some more dried herbs from the garden. Real dried herbs. That's lemon balm. Lemon balm, which does really well in our back garden, and it self-seeds really easily, and that's fern leaves. Now we've got some potion bottles. Fairy breath, pixie dust, honey, cuckoo spit, dewdrops, not from your nose, and oak wood, oak heart. They're all potion bottles. The little glass bottles, they're really lovely, but they're empty, and I just filled it up with beads or glitter, whatever I could find. We've got a lovely oriental looking vase. That's rather lovely. We've got some perfume or aromatherapy bottles, which you saw me make in one of my previous videos, out of beads, buttons and little bits of wire. Is this one of mine? Yes, rose hips. I found a rose hip in the garden and I split it open and there were lots of little hips inside, so that's in one of the bottles. Now we've got some ones that I bought from the miniature doll's house suppliers, and they're little apples. I'm just trying to get it into focus. I'm using an overhead camera, so it's difficult sometimes to judge whether it's in focus. They're apples and some oranges. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put them on the shelves, fit them on the shelves using tacky wax, puffball, and in that way, and mint, that's one of mine as well, mint in the garden. And in that way, when I'm happy with how everything looks, I can use a hot glue gun to keep it there permanently. So if you move it around, they will all fall off because they are glass jars. Limes and kiwis. They were bought ones. They all go together. As you can see, there's quite a few bottles to go on these shelves. I hope they all fit on. Bridget's been really busy. That one says blood. That one says frog croak, green beads. That says bog oak, which is a little piece of wood from the garden. And that says mandrake. Whoops, that's alive, that one. Magic toadstool. These are the labels that I made on the dynamo. They can cut quite small, print quite small. Small little oriental jars. They're so cute, but very slippery. These are more aromatherapy or perfume bottles. More lavender and dandelion. I think this is the last one. It's a glass jug and another little glass jar. We've got old ceramic jug. And a little jug there, which I can hardly hold because it's slipping out of my fingers. Right, now we've got all our bottles, we'll start to fill up the shelves. Using my tacky racks, I'll start to put the bottles on. I think I'll have to get another pot of tacky wax. It's just running out. Actually, that looks quite good with the bottle laying down. now and again I'll show you what it looks like. I hope I've got enough tacky wax to finish this. Oh, stoppers come out. There, I'm going to carry on now because I think you might get a bit bored with watching me do this, and I'll get back to you when I've finished. See you in a bit. Well, we're back here at the Bridgets Cottage garden apothecary, and I've managed to fill up all the shelves. It did take quite a long time, so I thought I'd better do it off of camera rather than to bore everybody, because it's really hard putting them on one way and filming it from above. So I've put them on with tacky wax where I think I'd like them to go, and I think it looks rather nice. But when I've got a spare afternoon, I will get my glue gun out and fix them permanently. I think Bridget's quite pleased with what I've done, and I'll give you a close-up of the shelves. The shelves nearly go all the way up to the beams, and I've still got room for some more herbs and potions, or even some recipe books and spell books I've got somewhere. I think they look rather nice. It did take a very long time to do though, and I got absolutely covered in tacky wax. I got it on my fingers. I don't know how I got it on my nose, but I did. And it was all worthwhile. I think you'll agree that this part of her little kitchen looks rather cosy. She's got the scales down there for measuring, and a big lumpy pestle and mortar for grinding up the herbs. And her little collecting basket where she goes out foraging for wildflowers. Still got a lot to do in the kitchen and in Bridget's little place where she can sit by the fire in the evening. And I've also got lights to put in, curtains to put up, and maybe a brick effect wall covering on the doors opposite. I was really excited to put these potion bottles on the shelves. I think it really makes this cottage apothecary look cosy. When the lights are on it, you can sit and look at it for hours, imagining what Bridget's going to do next. There's a little fire in the range. I've turned it on to keep her warm. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you can, please comment and subscribe. It would help my little channel enormously. I'm looking forward to the next one. When will it be a surprise? And I hope you all have lots of summery days and a good week ahead. And I'll see you soon. Blessings. Blessings from Bridget's Cottage. Sharon.